Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm 𝗙𝗟𝗟, I'm a general aviation pilot, and welcome to the very first flight on the inbuilt Airbus A320neo in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are in Gatwick and we are going to be flying the EasyJet 8493 flight from Gatwick to Geneva. This is going to be a 1 hour and 6 minutes flight, and before we head into the aircraft, let's have a quick look at the flight plan. So our OFP, let's just go to the maps. So you can see we have a fairly southerly route of flight today, as we are going to avoid some turbulent conditions at level 2000 or flight level 200, and then southbound towards Geneva. And if we have a look at the significant weather, it's just that we have some turbulent conditions up until 20,000 feet, and that should be fine for the rest of our route. There does not seem to be any significant weather approaching Geneva. So let's just have a look at our weather. As you can see, at Gatwick we do have some cloudy conditions, and it says that we have 𝗙𝗀𝗆𝗆, but we can see that it is broken temporarily at 1200, and a little later the visibility will be slightly less, and there'd be some rain as well as some scattered clouds at 4,000 feet. And our destination airport, which is Geneva, we have wind coming from the north, and it's varying from 310 to 040. Visibility is good, and we have some broken clouds at 2,400 feet, and we do have some cold temperatures at Geneva as well as here where we are in Gatwick, 4 degrees. And the QNHs are 1020 for our destination and 1021 for our departure airport. Destination alternate, which is Zurich, fairly okay conditions. Visibility is okay, clouds at 1,500 feet, and cold conditions as well. There is a possibility of some thunder showers, but that's a lot later, and we do expect a smooth flight for our route today. So with that in mind, we do seem to have around 10 minutes to play with for our arrival, and in order to ensure that we are punctual, we might take a little bit of extra fuel just to make sure we arrive on time, which is around 10:40 to 10:45. So if we scroll a bit down towards our fuel for the flight, you can see we have a planned takeoff fuel of around 5.2 tons with 250 kilograms of taxi fuel. And if we look at the cost index 50, it's not going to require much more than what we have, so I'd say let's just take 500 kilograms extra just to be on the safe side and be punctual for our arrival. So with that out of the way, follow me inside the EasyJet A320 and let's set our aircraft up for our flight to Geneva this morning. So you can see cabin is fairly full, and our first officer is already here. Good morning, sir. Trust you are well and hope to have a good flight with you. So before we go any further, let's just do a quick cockpit check, and with that we're gonna come over to the panel over here. So the engine masters are off, the start selectors are norm, the weather radar is off, the landing gear is down, and the wipers are off. And we can turn up the battery. Both battery voltages are well above 25.5 volts, so let's turn them on now. So battery number 1 and number 2, and then we can power up using the external as well. So while that's going on, let's tune up our radio, which would be 122.8. There are no decent air traffic online, so we're just going to go with the standard old Unicom. And let's just turn up the volume. Either side. So very good. With that, the aircraft is slowly coming to life, and we will wait, or rather while we wait for everything, let's go ahead and do the APU fire test, and that's fine, and immediately start the APU as well. It's quite cold today, so we want to get the air conditioning going pretty much as early as possible, and then we can also initialize the IRS to nav. So all 3 nav is checked, and then let's do our EFB, or let's import our route, the Simbrief route, and we can see we are the EasyJet 8493 flight from Gatwick to Geneva. So we can cross-check. We have the 𝗙𝗀𝗟𝗟1021, and if we go into the payload page and import our Simbrief data for the payload, so we said we are going to take around 500 kilos extra, so that leaves us at 5921, and we can apply that. We'll do instant, because by the time the crew gets on board, normally the refueling is already done or in its last stages, so we won't complicate anything today. So we do have a live gross weight of around 62.1 kilograms or 62.1 tons, and we'll apply that. So that should be fine. Let's just cross check. 5.9 is checked. So let's just do a quick recall, and as expected, nothing. Okay, let's do our takeoff performance data. So today we are going to be taking off runway 27, if I'm not mistaken. Can synchronize all the weather data, and we said we have a live gross weight of 62.1, I'll say 62.2 tons. So 62200, and we'll do a config 1+F, and we'll do a patch off, takeoff, anti-ice we'll use, it's quite cold, and let's calculate our takeoff data. So we can see we have our speeds, perfect. Let's ensure that our we have a flex temperature of 57, V1144, rotate 144, and V2146, and we have a maximum takeoff weight performance of 83.2, which is okay. Okay, so that's pretty much the EFP stuff. Let's ensure our aircraft is actually safe to operate. So let's come over here. We can see we have plenty of oxygen. Let's go to the hydraulic page, there is sufficient hydraulic pressure or quantity, and we can also check that the APU is available, which is checked, and we can agree that the flaps agree with the lever, so does the speed brake lever, as well as the parking brake lever. Let's turn that off quickly. Check the brake pressure up on the display. Sufficient pressure. Parking brake can be set again. And brake is set. So that's basically our aircraft safe and fit for service. Let's do the overhead panel. We can turn on the crew oxygen supply, the ground recorder, the evac goes to the captain position, and we can turn on some lights. So we can turn on the strobe light, the logo light, the seatbelt signs, no smoking, emergency exit, APU bleed, the refueling has been checked and completed, so we can turn up the fuel pumps, and let's check that our batteries are charging. So if we turn our batteries off real quickly and elect DC, which is over there, elect DC, so we can see that battery number 1 and battery number 2 are off. If we turn them on, let's check, and we do see that we have it charging quite nicely. So we do have a QNH of 1021, and the timer 0804 is checked, and the date and everything is set over here. Let's just check that our weather radar is set to slightly tilted, and that leaves us to our FMS setup. So let's go to init, clear all these messages, and request, and we can cross-check that we have EGKK, which is Gatwick to Geneva. We have EC8493, cost index 34, and we are cruising at flight level 230. That's all checked. So let's go to our flight plan. We are departing off runway 08 right today, and we are going to do the Sierra Foxtrot Delta departure, which is the Sierra Foxtrot Delta for Zulu, and there are no transitions. Let's insert that. Let's clear the discontinuity, and for our arrival into Geneva, we do plan for a possible the RNAV approach, if I am not mistaken. I just want to cross-check. So it will be the RNAV04 approach, and we'll be coming from Lusa. We'll be doing the Lusa to November, no transitions, and let's insert that, and that's wonderful. So let's just go to our emergency data. So in case of emergencies, we want to return back to Gatwick, so we'll use the GAT emergency 1, or the Gatwick emergency 1. And for that, at Gatwick, we are taking off from runway 08 right, so 08 right is checked, and we do have a heading of 077, which we'll use, and for 25 miles, that will be perfectly okay. And let's store that. Go to the secondary flight plan, will copy the active and insert our emergency waypoint, which is the Gatwick emergency 1 departure, and from there we'll do a hold inbound course of 076 right turns for 1 minute, and then from the hold we'll either go towards Heathrow, or we'll just do a return to Gatwick and an ILS 08 left should be okay for our arrival back into Gatwick. Even an RNAV is okay. Okay, so let's just go to our flight plan page and insert our fix info, and we are at EGKK. Okay, and 077 has an extended centerline in case we need it for tracking, and then we'll also add our emergency SID, which is the GAT emergency 1, like that. With that out of the way, we can cross-check that our route lines up with our taxi, or rather we can check our taxi charts for this flight. And if I just import our flight plan here, so let's go and load it up. Okay, so let's just go over to our charts and the parking charts over here. So I do believe we are at the kilo stands, 144 if I'm not mistaken. Let's just have a look outside. Yep, we are at 144, so brings us to the very busy hotspot here, which is this area right here. This is the hotspot here, and the other hotspot is to our east. So we would just taxi via Juliet all the way down to the holding point, and if we bring up our airport ground chart, so via Juliet all the way down to 08 left, and at 08 left we take the Juliet 3 to Juliet 1, and then we'd be on 08 right, or we could plan for the Foxtrot Romeo entry, which would be via Golf, which is another hotspot, over or crossing 08 left. So depending if there's any traffic, we just have to confirm with the tower. So for our departure SID, which is the RNAV Sierra Foxtrot Delta departure, and so this is basically our departure route here. So if we look at Gatwick 08 right turn to Kilo Sierra, which is 08 at a track of 163, which is checked, towards Kilo Sierra 12, and we have a speed restriction of 250 till Kilo Sierra 16, and our restriction all the way to the SID is 6,000 feet, and that's our departure basically. That's wonderful. Let's continue with our weights. and we have a zero fuel weight planned 56.2 tons. And if we just go to the unit page again, let's go over to our weights. So we have a zero fuel weight planned of 56.2, we said, and a block fuel of around 5.9 tons of fuel. We can just cross-check that our reserves and alternate fuel that we have on board today is correct. So heading over to our fuel, we have a alternate of 1.1 and not 1.0, so 1.1, and we have a final reserve of 800 kilograms, and we have a minimum contingency of reserve fuel of 0.7, so 700 kilograms of reserve fuel. For the average wind component, we have a tailwind of around 20 knots, so we'll put in that, so 320. That should be fine. So if you're wondering why we are getting negative calculations for our fuel, that will change drastically once we are in the air, so do not worry about that. So for our performance calculations, which we have calculated over here, I'll just do a quick calculation again and send that to our flight management computer, and let's confirm that data, and that all checks. We are going to be doing a noise abatement 1 departure, so thrust reduction well over 1,500 feet, as well as our acceleration. That seems all good. That's our FMS setup completed. We can do our FCU check, so on the flight director, and we are cruising at a level of 230 if I'm not mistaken. That's checked, and we'll do that. So that's our setup completed. Let's do our departure briefing here. No problem. Let's just put my flight director on, as well as the constraints, and we forgot that your side. Thanks very much. As well as your VORs 1 and 2. Let's check for the departure briefing. The takeoff runway would be 08 right. We are going to do the Sierra Foxtrot Delta 4 SID, and our first cleared altitude is 6,000 feet, which we can rather put in like that, and the MSA in the area is 2,000 to 3,000 feet, which is okay, and our extra fuel and time should be around 800 kilograms in the form of 22 minutes. So fairly quick route and wonderful views as well. Over to you, Captain. Okay, thank you very much. So the hotspots we have discussed through our charts, and the stop margin for the rejected takeoff is 200 meters. The emergency SID is 25 miles straight ahead of the runway, and that will be the Gatwick 1 emergency. And at Gatwick 1 we will do a hold for 1 minute and return via the ILS 08F. Special operations, there are none, and non-standard operations as well. Do you see any threats? No? Okay, brilliant. So we can get our cockpit preparation checklist. So the gear pins and covers have been removed. The fuel quantity is 5.8 tons, and seatbelt signs can be switched on now. Well, it is on, seatbelt signs on, the ADIRS is on, nav, RNAV 1021, cockpit preparation checklist completed. So with that, we can do our, or rather prepare for our pushback, and then say hello to our passengers. So we'll remove the GPU for now, so the external power can be removed, the doors are closed, and let's say hello to the passengers. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. From the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗟, and in the name of EasyJet Airlines, welcome aboard this flight EasyJet 8490 on this Airbus A320neo to Geneva. Today's flight time will be around 1 hour, and we'll be cruising at a level of 230 feet, which is 23,000 feet. We do expect a smooth flight and a smooth crossing to Geneva. We will get back to you with the latest weather information once we start our approach into Switzerland. Please sit back and relax and enjoy your flight with us. Thank you. Okay, so that's done. Let's proceed with our IFR clearance. So that's checked. You have that. Thank you very much, First Officer. Transponder mode, we can set to on, and we can get our pushback. So ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, the jetway is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed, Captain. Thank you. We are ready for pushback when you are, and thank you very much for the service, and we'll get our clearance. Okay, roger. So before start checklist please. Parking brake is off. Takeoff speeds V1144, rotate 144, V2146. Windows closed, both your side as well, and we can turn out the okay, full start checklist completed. Okay, you guys are clear to push. We'll be facing the east. Thank you. Okay. Starting 1 and 2 in that sequence. Starting engine number 1. And 2. Push is complete. Set your brake please. Okay, brakes are set. Thank you very much for the service, and we will confirm the pin and tag on the right side of the aircraft, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers. Bye-bye. Sounds like we have a start as well. So, after start checks, thank you guys. So, we have a good engine on the restart. That is perfect. So, after start check, this is thank you guys. We can state this is checked. Flashing. 1 plus F, the radar will be slightly left and right. That's how. That is our flight control checks. So takeoff config is normal. Let's go guys. That's our taxi checks. Approaching 08 right, runway checks, takeoff runway is checked, test, RA, PAX 182 with a point of 99 Flex, SRS, runaway. Auto thrust blue, thrust set. 100 knots, check. V1, okay. Watch the flag. Up. Thrust plan. Flaps up, speed check, flaps up. Leveling off at 5,000 feet, which is our actual altitude restriction, and we can set the altitude to standard. hardly see anything. It's still AP1. That's check. Rainbow as we wanted, and that should clear our constraint. Thrust climb, sorry. Pocket rocket.
Good 818, check for takeoff on 27, that's surface bridge is off. Okay, for takeoff on 27, left, use 818.
So passing 10,000 feet, then we can clear cockpit. Seatbelt sign. Let's clear copy. Golf, and I believe we are So guys, I'm going to leave you here. Enjoy the view to Geneva, and have a good one.
50 heading and we'll be
Okay, guys, so we are approaching Geneva now, so we should just update our airport radar. You can see we have a wind coming from the east at 4 knots, visibility is good, few clouds at 2,400 feet, quite cold, 200.020, and I do see our first officer has checked that, so we can move on to our okay, perfect. So star, as we said, is the RNAV04 MSA in the area. Just check that, is 7,000 feet. And the runway and approach type is the RNAV04. Minimum is around 1,700 feet. And the go-around trajectory would be 7,000 feet. Extra fuel and time is 800 kilograms. That's it from my side, over to you guys. Okay, so we are doing the RNAV. As we said, we will be doing a flaps full setting. And as I said, it's just it will be a flaps full. Stop margin is 200 meters. Full reverse thrust, we're using auto brake, and we can actually set it now low. And the planned runway exit, let's just descend here quickly, because we are approaching on top of descent and we will be punctual. So, runway to 7,000 feet. Here we go. Just wait for the message. Okay, we're getting no message. Let's go back. So, fast idle, hold descent. Perfect. So while that's happening, we are approaching Lerco now, and we can go on with the arrival briefing. So the planned exit for the runway, just bring up our taxi chart here. So we're coming on 04. Plan for Charlie, I would say it is another exit, but Delta is cutting it a bit short, but I would say Charlie would be the third exit for us, so that's the exit, and that taxiway or the exit Charlie is actually a hotspot, so we should just be careful, and there are no special operations and no standard operations. See any threats? Thank you very much. So, that is our arrival briefing. We can do the approach checklist now. So the barrier rate we set is 1021. Seatbelt signs. We can switch them on. That's been on for some reason. Minimums is set, auto brake low, engine start selecting is where our passengers now. Ladies and gentlemen, from a flight deck, we have begun our descent into Geneva. The weather at Geneva is temperatures of 0 degrees, there are few clouds and fairly light wind, nothing to worry about. On behalf of EasyJet, we would like to thank you once again for flying with us, and we hope to see you again in the future. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Bye-bye. Okay, that's the approach checklist now. Airports just in front of us, you can see the recent clouds. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the Alps anymore. It's hiding under these clouds here, so that's a bit unfortunate. Maps 1, speed check. Maps 1. Maps 2, speed check. Maps 2. Captured and we go sleepers and clear down. Sleep check. Left sleep, clear down. Okay, please give me 5 knots extra. 27 plus 5, please. Thank you very much. Okay. Please. That's it to this check. Wind coming from the left. Check. Flaps full. So, landing checklist. Camera landing
2,500.
Straight.
One thousand
straight, well stable. Two lights, two rings, perfect.
Three hundred. Two hundred. Minimum 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard 10. Retard 5. Retard.
This is green. So this is first taxi roll, second and second for the third. 70. And you're braking. Guys, welcome to Geneva. So guys, this is Geneva. If you enjoyed this video, please share, drop a like, thumbs up, and please let me know what you guys think and what you guys would like to see in the future videos. In the background you can see the mountainous terrain of Switzerland here, and we are in Geneva. So that's it from my side, guys. I'd like to thank you once again, and please enjoy the content to come, and once again drop a like, subscribe and share, and welcome to Geneva. Thank you. Bye bye.